What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, on, off, on. Good. 3 times is good. Odd numbers, Icarus, are good. Welcome in. What's up, Blue? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Saturday night. Holy crap. Holy crap. That's all I can say about all the stuff we got to talk about. My God. There is so much. Got all the stuff coming out for Marvel next year. We got what was actually a damn fine finale out of Agatha. And then, of course, it looks like we might have the title for Spider-Man 4. And if it is, ooh, the implications. Yep, much to talk about. Much to discuss. So grab your drink. Light your smoke. And get ready to get nerdy. Because it's Saturday night. And we're here in the basement. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Saturday night here in the basement. Holy hell. So much to talk about, but first, what's up with you guys? How y'all doing? What's up, Icarus? What's up, Blue? What's up, C-Dub? How is everybody today? Like I was saying, odd numbers of hitting the like button are good because then it'll actually stay that way with the thumbs up. Yeah, the Skeleton Crew trailer dropped. And yeah, it turns out it was Wiccan all along. But we'll get to that. Luce's Skeleton Crew looks like ass. What's going on, man? How is everyone doing? What the hell? What is happening here? My technology. So how is everybody? How has your week been? I start my new job on Monday. I am so fucking excited. Maybe decent for a kids audience. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they're going for. And they're hoping that the parents will go along for the ride because of that whole Goonies vibe they're going for. So basically, they're hoping Gen Xers will jump in along with their kids, is pretty much what they're hoping for, or grandkids. Depending if you're early or late in the generation. Yeah, no, I don't think, yeah, adults are not the primary target audience by any stretch of the imagination for that show. What's up, Brady? How you doing? Or as you said, hello there. You fool! Yep. Little grievous action. So what's going on with everybody? Talk to me, chat. And like Icarus, please hit the like button, but only once. Unless you already have, in which case, thank you. Hopefully that Raid Trilogy is canceled. I mean, yeah, hopefully. Hopefully it's just a series of coincidences. And our speculation is too overthought and going too far afield. But the biggest argument against all that is it's Lucasfilm. Yeah. So we'll see. Right now, I'm just kind of concentrating on The Mandalorian and Grogu. That's at least cinematically for them. R.I.P. Benny the Squirrel. I must have missed a headline. What the fuck are you talking about, C-Dub? Is that like a neighborhood squirrel or a famous squirrel I should know about and don't? Is that fucking far behind? Are you kidding me with this shit right now? The hell? Okay. What? No. There we go. What are you doing? Alright. But yeah, what's up with the Benny the Squirrel stuff, Dub? Trending today. Well, not in my little Twitter bubble. Look it up. Oh, god damn it. Fine. Benny the Squirrel. Oops. Learn how to type, sir. Benny the Squirrel. Tritagonist from the wild. He's a gray squirrel who is Samson's best friend. Did he get run over by a fucking car in the newest movie, or like what's the deal? Like, why should I care about Benny the Squirrel? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You mean Peanut the Squirrel? You mean Peanut the Squirrel? Because when I search news, I'm getting a lot of Peanut the Squirrel. Because New York officials fucking euthanized his ass. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, like what the actual fuck? Why were they taking Peanut the Squirrel? What's wrong? I'm reading a story. Euthanized as part of a test for rabies. Says illegal to own the animal. Oh, and they took his raccoon. Jesus Christ. 5 hours? Jesus Christ. I mean, I understand that rabies is a thing, but what the fuck is that shit? Oh, the raccoon. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hey, it's you, Alex. How you doing? Why are you hacking into your dad's account? I'm 92% sure he's letting you. I'm not giving you the full 100 because, well, exactly. You're Rob's son, so. Like, what the? I mean, again, like, is rabies a bad thing for people to get and for animals to spread? Yes, it is. It is horrible. But to, like, conduct an actual raid for a squirrel and a raccoon, a 5-hour fucking raid for a squirrel and a raccoon. Like, you could have asked. Like, you could have knocked down the door with a warrant and been like, bro, you're not supposed to have these. We need you to turn them in for testing. And then, like, you know, they could have a little talk. Like, he's like, I'm in, you know, he could explain that he's in the middle of getting the paperwork to make it all legal. And, you know, maybe a conversation could have been had. Like, wild to think that, you know, sometimes, you know, talking stuff out actually fucking works. Holy shit. But no, you got to go in there like it's a goddamn drug raid. Take 5 hours, shred homie's house, confiscate a couple of, like, cute-ass rodents who have given no one rabies in, like, the, whatever it was, 5 or 7 years that they were on Instagram with him. Like, you know, no posts of him or, oops, they gave me rabies, or not him disappearing for a while because he had to get all the rabies shots in his stomach. You know, none of that shit. Like, what the hell? Like, you slam into drug dealers' homes like that. You don't need to slam into a person's home to fucking confiscate a squirrel and a raccoon like they're fucking 40 kilos of coke. Oh, he's cooking? And he took you to try on football pads. Nice. Football's so much fun. I remember. I love football. The right has now taken this story and started vote for Trump if you want your animals to be safe. Well, of course, Geeks and Gamers will be streaming about it. I mean, condemning that idiocy is one thing, but, like, then twisting it like that's completely something different. And, of course, those losers always do. Vote for Trump if you want your animals to be safe. Chicken and waffles. Rob's cooking chicken and waffles, babe. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to realign my brain from hearing about the first batch of stupidity, closely followed by the even more stupid batch of stupidity. Because we have a lot of fun shit to talk about. So stupid, both sides are just so ridiculous and over the top today. There are definitely sections of both sides that are insanely dumb. Yes. There's always that chunk of every group that is so insanely stupid. Unfortunately, the Republicans group is a lot bigger. Or unfortunately for them, anyway. Oh, Mer's popping in with their super good. Our jealousy's been confirmed. Right? Oh, yeah, the signs are everywhere. Flags are everywhere. Thank God it's almost Tuesday, because that'll be at least the beginning of the end of this, because let's face it, anyone who thinks this isn't a tight race is deluding themselves, number one. And number two, I'm like 99% sure, obviously, I could be wrong, but ain't nothing getting decided Tuesday night, y'all. Let's just prepare ourselves for that now. This will not be decided Tuesday night. I'll be surprised if it's decided next week. Honestly. It wouldn't even surprise me if it took till like Thanksgiving or longer. Although, I guarantee Congress don't want it to take till any longer than Thanksgiving, because that'll fuck with their holiday break. And you know those lazy fucks want the hell out of Washington. Well, the door ain't shut, so that was probably Smudge being a dick. But, you already voted? Nice. You probably wouldn't have even voted unless legalizing sports gambling wasn't on the ballot. At least you can't vote anymore after Tuesday, Lou says. Well, whether or not that happens depends entirely upon who you ask. I'll just leave it there. I'm assuming this is you now, Rob, because if one of Alex's friends is planning a drinking watch party, then there's some issues. But your friend is planning a drinking watch party. People are talking about taking 3 days off until the early decision comes in. There won't be any early decision. Drinking for 3 days? I'm too old for this, says Icarus. I mean, I'm not too old to drink for 3 days. I'm too old to recover from it. That's the problem. As long as I pace myself correctly, I can still handle my liquor and have a really good time. But when I wake up the next day, the good time is emphatically over. And instead of just taking a few hours to recover, we're talking like a couple days. And I ain't trying to deal with a couple days of recovery from one night of fun. I mean, unless it's like something huge. You know, like holiday party or wedding reception. Something like that, you know. Like a big event. But that's definitely something I ain't doing on the regular anymore like I used to. I used to be a fucking binge drinker. Your speculation is probably going to be similar to the 2016 election. Yeah, I mean, well, both the last two were close. So. I mean, let's just put it this way. No matter who the numbers say won, the other side's going to contest it in some fashion or another. I guarantee it. Why? Because nowadays, it's been standard operating procedure since the year 2000, basically. Ever since Dubs and Gore went at it in the courts for, 2 months. Yeah, there's armies of lawyers ready to go every 4 years. So, yeah. But I'm actually, the closer we get, the actually less I'm shit posting. Just because I know me, and I don't want to. I'll be drawn in to. I'll just get drawn in for too long. Which side will claim Russian tampering first this year? They both already are. I don't think anyone's stopped since 2016, honestly. I think it's been pretty much kind of like an ongoing thing. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm like 95% sure that neither side has stopped claiming that they're Russian agents, or at least some of them are. So. And more than likely, the Russians are tampering on both sides. They're just like, okay, we'll have our hooks into whoever wins. Which, you know, if you're going to fuck around with a country, is just pragmatic, honestly. Yeah. Big fun. American politics is a hoot. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Tuesday, since at least the voting should stop at that point. What are we doing here? Okay, let me see if I can find this shit, because I was looking and I thought I had it and then I didn't have it. I don't care about the movies. I want all of it. I don't care about that either. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, no, you're lame. Oh, you know what I should do? I should put that word in there. There we go. Yes, bombera. Okay, let me do it this way. Do 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 do. No, I don't want that. I want the. No. No. Oh, you're not supposed to be doing that, you hunk of junk. God damn it. What the hell? Oh, that's what I did, dumbass. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Real talk, they seriously need to make next Tuesday a national holiday. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Whatever election day is, every 2 years, because, you know, midterms. But yeah, election day should be a national holiday. He canceled himself again. Well, of course he did. He opened his mouth. But yes, it is absurd, C-Dub. You vote on Sundays. Why do we vote during the week? Because everything governmental is closed on Sundays. Except for the post office. They now work on Sundays. They never used to, but yeah, literally the government's shut down. The government shuts down on Sundays. No one is officially doing a damn thing. I don't know why. Yeah. Doesn't anyone have that damn chart? Where is that fucking chart at? This is so fucking annoying. I want a visual, you motherfuckers. The chart's on the web someplace, right? Yeah, no shit. Why can't you unclose the government on Sundays once every 1,460 days? Because that would involve them voting themselves more work. Pretty much. Highly cynical answer, but still true. You know what I'm gonna do? Tell you what I'm gonna do. Try it this way. Haha. That worked. Oh, Jesus Christ. No. There we go. No, what? We have dates for those too, I thought. Excuse me. You gotta be kidding me. Someone had to have posted about that more recently than that shit. Come on. Yes, I know about that. You gotta be fucking kidding me. He had one. Oop. Okay, he did not have one. Bear with me. Sorry about this, folks. None of the places I thought would have it. Oh, you motherfucker. I wonder. Try this. Can I not search your stupid site? Here we go. Oh, don't do that. Yeah. What the hell was that? No, that's not what I want either. God damn it. Really? Fucking shit. That one. Really? Looks okay here. Oops, hold on. Let me do this. Am I locked? Am I moving? Huh? Looks alright there. Looks alright there. Says I got good signal. Must be you, Lou. Get over there. Don't get off of that. How about you? Oh no, I guess. Oh no, I guess there aren't dates on that. Okay. Well, I could have swore there were dates, but I guess there aren't dates. All right. Okay. Tis was you. Okay, cool. All right. Whoopsie. Wow. Oh, I did it again. God damn it. What the hell? Where's the... Now you're not even going to give me the same fucking list? Are you kidding me right now? Well, yeah, that's the trailer, but where's the list? Here we go. That's the TV lineup. Okay. Dance to one. Fucking finally. Okay. Okay. Pardon me for taking so goddamn long for that, but holy shit, sometimes the internet sucks my butthole. Anyway. Next year. Guys. We are going to be inundated, buried, smothered, dipped, tossed, smacked up, flipped, rubbed down. Some of you will get that, some of you won't. In Marvel content. It is going to be crazy. There are 9 Marvel projects coming out next year. And when I say Marvel, I'm not talking all Marvel. Like, I'm not talking Disney plus Sony. This is just Disney Marvel Studios / television / animation. 9 projects next year, folks. Now, obviously, this year we've heard a shit ton from Iger about how they're going to be, the plan is to slow down and cut back and trim budgets. But not too long after saying that, they give us next year's schedule, and it's got 9 projects. 9. So, of course, you got to ask yourself, what the fuck? Why are they dropping 9 projects right after they're talking about cutting down, going back to quality over quantity, yada, 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 yada. Kiss investor ass, kiss investor ass, kiss investor ass. And Wall Street. Never forget to toss the salad of Wall Street. So why is this happening despite everything Iger's been saying? Well, I'll tell you. First, there was a pandemic right at the beginning of Phase 4. What's up, Stanleys? That's number 1. That pushed a bunch of shit back. And then there was the labor strikes in Hollywood, which pushed a bunch of shit back again. But also got Daredevil Born Again completely redone because Feige got to look at the bullshit they were trying and was like, what in the actual fuck is this? You're all fired. Fucking start again. No, they weren't made on a shoestring budget. Most of these were conceived, produced, and completed during phases 4 and 5 already. Like, Agatha was on the shelf for over a year. Ironheart's been on the shelf almost as long. What's up, Brooke? Yeah, no, most of these have been around. Wonder Man's been in the can for like months. I'm not sure how long the animations have been done, but yeah. So why are we getting all this shit next year? Again, delays due to literal disease, delays due to labor disputes, and for whatever reason, an absolute desire to not cancel anything. So what we get next year is, and of course their desire to just get the multiverse saga done and get the fuck out of it and into the mutants. You're having dinner at Red Robin, Brooke? Well, thank you for the jealousy. I appreciate that, you motherfucker. Now, Red Robin is awesome. I love me some Red Robin. So yeah, disease strikes. Desire to get the hell out of this saga that they fucked up like 75% of. So ladies and gentlemen, 2025, we get a product dump. Marvel Studios is literally taking a shit. They've done the pre-cleanse for the colonoscopy, and they're dropping it all on us next year. Nine projects. 3 cinematic, 3 Marvel television, 3 Marvel animation. That means we're getting a product dump. That's all that means. They're like, we're not fucking canceling it. Here you go. And then starting 2026 and 2027, it's Multiverse Saga and we out. And then it's mutant time. And hopefully supernatural time. But yeah, it's a product dump, y'all. Look at this shit. Oh, and this is just 2025. December this year, we get What If Season 3. Now, I know y'all's mileage varies on that show. I like it. I know a fair chunk of people weren't really that into Season 2. I mean, I understand it, but I'm not one of those people. I enjoyed Season 2. So, but yeah, look at this shizzle. So, right here, December 2024. Or actually, it would be the way they have these listed. Stop it. Marvel's What If Season 3, December 2024. I can't remember the actual release date. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, starting next year. 1 month later, practically, January 29th, 2025. 2 weeks later. And I'm pretty sure, don't know how many episodes this is, but I'm pretty sure it's a weekly release. All right? So there's that. And then 2 weeks into that motherfucker, we get Captain America Brave New World in theaters. Now, who knows? They've been working on that, and I don't even want to think about how much money they spent on that fucking movie. They're not getting it back. They will be... I don't even think they're going to break even. I think that is going to lose money. I don't know how much, but I think it's going to lose money. Just because of how much they've spent on it, doing it, and then redoing some of it, and then redoing some of it, and then, wait for it, redoing some of it. So we'll see how that ends up going. But then, 3 weeks after that, 2.5 weeks, we get to wash the taste of this potential pile of poo out of our mouth with the awesomeness of Daredevil Born Again. Okay? And that is 9 episodes. And those 9 episodes, which basically means you'll get, let's see, 11th, 18th, 25th. So you'll get 4 in March, probably 4 in April, and the last one will probably come out right before Thunderbolts hits theaters on May 2nd. And mind you, there's a pretty good chance that Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is going to run right up to Born Again. And that's 9 episodes, which will run right into Thunderbolts. And then we get to marinate on Thunderbolts just a little bit for almost 2 months, like 6-7 weeks. And then Ironheart comes out on June 24th. I still have yet to be convinced to give a shit about this show. I mean, I like tech and I like magic, and I like the fact that we're going to get them start to mix, because the epitome of tech and magic mix is one Victor Von Doom, so yay. We're supposed to finally see Mephisto, even though, after him being talked about coming to the MCU for fucking years, literally. So we get that June 24th. That's probably 6 to 8 episodes. So probably about halfway through Ironheart, we get the Fantastic Four First Steps in theaters, July the 25th. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but there's a chance that this might become First Contact instead of First Steps. I don't know how accurate that is. I also don't know how long the trademark for the title First Contact would last, considering that was a Star Trek movie back in the day. It could have run out, but I'm just saying I don't know how long copyrights last. But First Contact was a Star Trek movie. Anywho, that comes out July the 25th. And then, what'll that be? 2 weeks pretty much after that, we get Eyes of Wakanda, the animated show, which I am looking forward to. I am looking forward to Eyes of Wakanda. I think it looks dope. The 30 seconds we've seen of it in total, I still think it looks cool. I think the animation looks cool. What we've heard of the story sounds cool. And then in October, I'm not sure how many episodes Eyes of Wakanda is, but assume it's about 8 because that's pretty standard. So that'll take you through September. And then at some point in October, we're going to get Marvel Zombies, which I'm looking forward to because I love zombies and I love Marvel. And the two of them put together in a TV MA animated show just sounds great. And then finally in December of next year, we get the final project of the year. Marvel Television's Wonder Man. In my mind, that's Marvel Television's I wonder who's going to fucking watch this show. Like, I have no reason to give a fuck about this. I don't know why they're ending the year with this. I don't get it. I mean, for the shows that I have concern about or don't really care about, like Ironheart and Wonder Man, I'm hoping to be convinced otherwise in the in the next 8 to 13 months. Show me something, convince me I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. Every time I think Marvel's going to suck, I want to be wrong. Let's get that straight right now. I want to be wrong when I think something's going to suck. And you're not going to hear me say that often, because if you've known me for any length of time, you fucking know I love being right. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, I want to be wrong. Okay, I mostly want to be wrong. All right, mostly. But yeah, 9 motherfucking projects. Stanley says, Ironheart when an Iron Man suit built by Dyson. It looks so terrible. I mean, honestly, I don't like the effects, I think. And, like, the little bit of action they showed in the trailer, I actually think doesn't look too bad. I just don't know. It's the story I'm worried about. So, Lou says, I swear they said we were going to release less stuff. What the fuck is this? Lou, I love you. What the fuck were you doing for the last 20 minutes when I was literally explaining this? It's a product dump, my friend. This is all the bullshit that got delayed that we already should have seen, except for pandemic delays, strike delays, and I already forgot the third reason. But yeah, lots of delays. So now, yes, the third reason. Their insane desire and fully justified desire to get the fuck out of this saga. And be done with anything that has to do with it. So we get all this shit. Yeah, they were already in the pipeline. Yeah, the zombies in the first What If were fun. And Wonder Man is, I guess, a dude that, an actor that gets a show or a movie called Wonder Man and then somehow ends up with powers for real, and then becomes a hero. I guess that's how that works. So, yeah, what do you get, like, first of all, Stanley says, in the comics, Wonder Man is an actor turned villain turned hero. Rival to Tony Stark, has a romance with Scarlet Witch. Damn. Lucky motherfucker. Okay, actor turned villain turned hero. I wonder if they're gonna make him a villain. I wonder if they're gonna give him the full turn, or if they're just gonna skip the villain part and go straight to hero while I pick homie's nose. What are both dead? I don't. What's dead, Icarus? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, bro. So yeah, many projects. Let's go through these one more time, and you guys let me know where your interest / hype / whatever you want to call it level is at. Stark and Maximoff. Stark's dead. Maximoff is to be determined. I think she might be dead, but she ain't staying dead. I'll put it that way. But yeah, so your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Where are you guys at on that show? Because honestly, that little bit we saw, I think it's going to be a fun show. I don't dislike the animation, but I feel like it's gonna have to, like, I feel like it's gonna have to and probably will grow on me, that animation style, but it's a Spider-Man story, so fuck yeah. Hopefully it ends up being a good one. What about you guys? What you think about the old friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? And once you're done letting me know what you think, if you have not yet done so, hit them like, hit them subscribe, hit them notification bell. I'll tell you one thing, though, y'all. I'm going to be needing to get a system going and get my poop in a group, because if ever there is a time for me to be able to really get this channel a good kick in the ass, it's going to be when we have 9 fucking Marvel projects to watch and talk about and theorize over next year. And think about this. Think about this. That's just the Marvel list. That's not all the nerdiness we're getting. That's just the Marvel list. Don't forget, in that July in and of itself is going to be crazy. If you like dinosaurs, you're getting the latest Jurassic whatever it's called. I don't know. The most recent Jurassic fucking title. Or is it Jurassic World 4? Whatever. You're getting that July. You're getting Superman July. Let me verify something here. Yep, we're getting Invincible Season 3 next year as well. And I want to verify this next one before I say it, but I think there's another one coming out. Yeah, we get Gen V Season 2 next year as well. So we get boys-related content next year. We get Invincible next year. We get 9 Marvel projects next year. We get Superman next year. We get Jurassic World next year. And then plus whatever else DC probably shows or whatever that Gunn plans on releasing next year as well. Holy shit. I mean, I don't know how, like, I don't know what the quality of the food's going to be like, but nerds are going to be gorging next year. You know, we might get some filet. We might get 3-day-old fucking McDonald's fries. Could be anywhere in between. Who knows? But whatever it is, we're getting a ton. And I'm going to have to be on my game, because if I want to grow this fucking channel, next year's the year to do it. Because holy hell, there's going to be everything to talk about. Rob says he's stoked for Daredevil, Thunderbolts, and Zombies, and you're going to support Anthony Mackie for one movie. The rest are meh. Yeah. Meh. You forgot Fantastic Four. Animated like X-Men 97. Are you talking about Spider-Man? No, it's not. It's a completely different style of animation. Let me see if I can find it for you. I'll show you. Yes. Okay. Where is it? Okay, yeah. It's going to be in this trailer. Right here.
I brought you here to offer you an opportunity.
Oh, I smell what you're stepping in.
I hope this ain't the trailer. Did Josh's stream from yesterday get sniped, by the way? I'm wondering if it's because of this.
Spend some time.
I would have to well, you know what? Let me mute it. Yeah, but yeah, this looks fucking awesome. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's all you got. That was the animation style. You're not motivated to see the Fantastic Four? The only thing less motivating for you is the next Superman? Wow. Daredevil show, but with Lenny, looks fun. I mean, it honestly doesn't look that much more expensive than what Netflix did with it. No, excuse me for a moment. Okay. Yeah, so let's take another quick little look at that animation again, because when I say little look, excuse me, it's a fucking little look. I mean, the way they got everything outlined and stuff, it looks like it's supposed to look like a living comic to me. But like I said, it's not bad. It's not off-putting. It's just a little different. So, but it looks like something that I can appreciate in not too long. Kind of like the Spider-Verse movies were different, but they ended up like once you got watching it, you're like, oh, that's actually pretty fucking cool. So, I'm hoping for something like that to happen when it comes to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And, of course, Brave New World, concerned. Born Again, I think we all can agree that that looks like it's going to be fucking amazing. Thunderbolts is looking surprisingly good. God damn. Oops, that's the next. That's for later. Yeah, Thunderbolts looks surprisingly good. I don't know where you guys land on Ironheart, but yeah, lots and lots of stuff. It's nuts. I don't know that this was the best idea. Have you been Mark Tardy? No, but that's because I'm lazy, so consider yourself lucky. Have you seen this slate, Griff? Look at this. 9 motherfucking Marvel Studios projects next year, bro. 9. If I can't get monetized next year, I just suck, because look at all this shit to talk about. Stanley says, Daredevil looks good. Thunderbolts looks good. To fine. The rest will be decided when a proper trailer is dropped. Yeah, that will, I do agree with you right there, Stanley's, for sure. More extended trailers are necessary for a lot of this list. What's up, Executive Judge? It has not. It's actually next. Is the animated stuff Marvel Studios? Yes. Everything on here is coming from Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios now has 3 designations. Animated stuff is now Marvel Animation, which of course would be Spider-Man, Eyes of Wakanda, and Zombies, which, by the way, is TVMA. So they're not going to be shy about, like, what zombies do to people, which is rip them apart and eat them. So there's going to be some good violence and gore probably in Marvel Zombies. But yeah, that, Eyes of Wakanda, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man are your 3 projects from Marvel Animation. Brave New World, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts are from Marvel Studios. And Born Again, Ironheart, and Wonder Man are from Marvel Television. So, yeah. And no, we have not yet. Oh, I already answered that. But yeah, no, we have not yet discussed the finale to Agatha All Along. But we are most definitely going to. Most definitely going to. Well, here, actually. Look at all that, Griff. Look at all this. I am both. Like, overall, I'm excited because we'll have all kinds of fun to have on streams and in videos next year. I'm also a bit intimidated by it, honestly, because holy fuck, there's literally almost no time. Actually, I'm not sure if there is no time at which at some point you could not put your eyes on a Marvel product that came out next year by the end of the year. You know what I mean? Yeah, WoW is right. Like I said, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, I'm not sure how many episodes it is, but, you know, it's probably 8. Again, that's going to run you right into Brave New World. 2 weeks after that, Daredevil. 7-ish weeks after... No. March 4th, April 4th. Okay, you get a bit of a break, but Born Again is 9 episodes, so that's practically going to run right up the ass of Thunderbolts. And then 7 weeks after Thunderbolts, we get Ironheart for, what, 6 to 8 episodes, probably? Which will definitely run into Fantastic Four when that hits theaters. And then Eyes of Wakanda, August 6th. That'll probably be like, 8 episodes. Which will take you to almost to Marvel Zombies, which will come out in October. I'm guessing later October, because zombies. And then Wonder Man in December. Stanley says Ahmad is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Well put, Stanley's. Well put. So, A few things are true about that list. 1, holy crap, there's a ton. 2, fuck yeah, there's a ton to talk about next year. 3, I'm a fucking loser if I can't get monetized next year with all that shit. Like, for real. If I can't hit 500 subs and 300 watch hours by the end of next, or 300, I wish, 3,000 watch hours by the end of next year, then I'm not doing something. Well, actually, there's a lot of somethings I ain't doing right. Like, cause holy crap. You know? All right. Chat, any further thoughts on the pile of Marvel that is about to be dumped upon us? Technically starting this December with What If Season 3. Matthew, what's up, bro? He comes in with, I'm more interested in Doomsday. I mean, yeah, but that's 2026. I'm talking about 2025. And I'm actually starting to change my mind on Fantastic Four and getting some hype for it. I want to see Captain America Brave New World, and the Doom saying doesn't work. You mean about that movie probably not being that great? I mean, we'll see. I mean, they spent enough time and money on it. They're at the point. It's pretty much. It's got to be at the point where there's literally nothing else they can do. Like, it's as good as it's going to fucking get right now. Although it has been reported that they're going to be shooting right up until about 2 weeks before that motherfucker even gets released. Or could be. So, but honestly, I don't know how much more they could do to that to make it you know, really good. I think the best they can hope for is it's good enough. And as long as it's not complete shit, then, you know, it'll be fine. Because, like I said, 2 weeks after that comes out, Daredevil Born Again hits our screens, our TV screens. But we'll be getting some peak television to potentially wash the taste of Captain America Brave New World out of our nerdy little mouths. So, anything else on that one, chat? If not, we shall move along. Pardon me for one moment. Throw your thoughts in if you have them. If not, Agatha time! I have no idea why I said it like that. Okay. Agatha all along. The 2-episode series finale. I'm saying series. I know some hopeful people are saying season, but I'm going to go ahead and say series. I feel like anything they want to continue off of that, they will continue in other shit. And we'll get to that, obviously, eventually. But the show is now over. I thought it was pretty fucking good. I thought the last 2 episodes were awesome. Where are you guys at, though? Like, overall, let me know. I'll tell you. I give the show an overall, I originally given it an 8, but I've thought about it and watched other reviews and shit over the last few days. I'm going to have to kick that up to a 9. I got to give the show overall a 9. And I'm dropping a 9 on each of the last 2 episodes as well. Those were both excellent episodes. They're well written, well acted, everything we've been getting. Like, they were just done really well. What do you guys think, though? Let me know in the chat, pretty please. First, what you thought of the finale, and then how that you ended up thinking the show went overall. Tell me, chat. I want to know. I want to know what you thought of Agatha. Because I fucking dug it. I am so pleased that number one, the show was good. I'm even more pleased that they finally stuck a fucking landing on one of their Disney Plus shows. Because let's face it, pretty much Loki was the only one that had like Loki was the one that like had the most solid landings, finales. At least for me. Rob says Agatha is one of my favorite MCU shows. Thought the finale was absolutely perfect. I mean, yeah, it was pretty fucking good. Griff said the show was an 8.5 for me. Agatha was surprisingly good. And the writing in episode 8? Chef's kiss. She should get an Emmy nom. Which she? I can think of 3 she's that should get an Emmy nomination for that show. Episode 7 should get an Emmy or 2. Yeah, that episode was, yeah. Final 2 were great too. Yeah, but yeah, episode 7 was fucking Patty Lupone. Goddamn, bro. Just goddamn. And then Catherine Hahn, these last 2. Bro. She fucking killed that shit. I actually made fucking notes for this show. And I'm definitely much more of an off-the-cuff guy, but, I mean, that's going to have to change next year. But, yeah. I needed notes for this one. Anyone else in chat before I begin to gush? Would you like to share your overall thoughts on the show and the finale? Anybody at all? Bueller? Oh, you're actually referring to 7 when you mentioned the writing? I mean, yeah. I mean, 8 was good too, but yeah, 7 was really good. Yeah. Yeah, Rob, which she? Because I'll tell you who I think should get Emmy noms. Jack Schaefer as showrunner, or whatever Emmy she would get nominated for as running that show and writing a lot of it and directing a chunk of it. Nominations. Lead actress for Han. Supporting actress for Aubrey Plaza. Lead actor for Locke. Supporting actress for Patty Lupone. There's a few Emmy nominations that show should get, or that they should submit for, yeah. Stanley says, Agatha was fine, better than She-Hulk, but not amazing. All right. Catherine Hahn, so should the Potions lady. Oh, what is her name? Her character name, Jennifer Kale. I mean, she was Patty. Patty wasn't Potions. Patty was Divination. Matthew says, oh, Icarus, but Andor I see is an isolated good show for adults in a sea of garbage and fluff. I mean, I will admit, Andor was a high-quality television show. And I can admit that a lot of what Lucasfilm has put out under Disney has been poo. But it's not all fluff. You stay getting called, Your Honor? All right. The part where she unbinds herself was awesome? Yes. Yes, it was. Like, when she finally finished the unbinding and, like, finally felt that power flow back into her, like, the restoration of a limb or some shit, like, it was, yeah, the relief and the joy, and, oh, yeah, she did really well with that. You don't want to miss the finale discussion? Well, we're in the middle of it. So if you're here, then you're not missing it. Jen was criminally underutilized. The other witches had their own episodes. Well, her trial was the first trial. Yep. Episode 3. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, Executive Judge. So, let's talk details. So, episode 8 starts off, like, obviously, right after the end of episode 7. That amazing episode that Patti LuPone absolutely dominated and definitely should be... they should definitely submit that episode as her Emmy material. 100%. So we had Jen's reaction, Jen and Billy's reaction. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, so they, they both liked Lilia. I mean, who the fuck didn't like Lilia? So obviously they were sad. And of course Agatha had already taken off. Trying to move on. Figure out, work things out. Figure out what the fuck her next move was going to be. And then, everyone finally gets out of there, start walking the road. And what the fuck do they find? But they are right back where they began. They found their shoes. How wild was that? Like, when that first happened, I was like, what the actual fuck is happening here? And then, of course, Billy gets pissed, like, fuck this shit. Puts his shoe on, and boom! They're in a room lit with purple light. Hint, this is Agatha's thing. Trial. And then they all get to unzip themselves out of body bags, which is kind of trippy, honestly. Not like super trippy, but I can imagine being the one unzipping oneself, and that would be fucked up. So, sorry. I am way overdue to trim this shit, and it's itchy as fuck. So, Agatha's first one out, then Billy, then finally Jen. So they first, they try and figure out how the hell to get out of there, and then the countdown starts with the light bulbs burning out one by one overhead in a circular fashion. I don't remember how it comes up, but we find out that Agatha's the one that bound Jen in the first place. Didn't know it was Jen. Was just doing curses and hexes for money. But, I mean, of course, Jen was pissed because, she'd been a full century without her skills and her power flowing through her. So she performed that unbinding, and the actress, whose name I can't remember, and that's a shame because she did well, and she deserves the recognition, just fucking killed it for the emotional reaction to getting her powers back, which, again, it'd be like, having a limb back after having it blown off, or finally being relieved of chronic pain. Something along those lines. Just that emotional, teary release. It was awesomely done and fit perfectly. Sashir Zamenta, cool. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Zamenta killed it. And then, because it was the end of the road, she got what she wanted. Poof, there she went. And then Billy and Agatha get into it. Agatha finally convinces him that he actually does have the power to find Tommy and help him. And so we get that intense scene where Agatha's guiding him, finally, I'm assuming helps him concentrate or boosts his power by grabbing onto his head. And then we start getting flashes of the kid who's getting picked on and shoved into the pool and ends up drowning. And then we find out he's not going to have that awesome, loving family that Billy stumbled into. But now we know Tommy has a body. And saving his brother is what Billy wanted. So he disappears too, but with a massive crack in the floor as well. But that crack in the floor is what Agatha needed to create life and get herself out of there, which she manages to do, but not before everything starts falling apart. And then she busts out of the basement, which turns out to be her basement, into her yard, which looks like a storm's coming in. Lots of wind, lots of leaves blowing around, thunder, lightning, and of course the high-pitched cackling of Rio Vidal hanging out on the roof, ready to fuck Agatha up. Because of course Agatha made a deal with her before they went into the last trial that if she got Billy to give himself up, because it turns out that death can't take him, he has to give himself up, that she'll leave her the hell alone. She being death will leave Agatha the hell alone. So Agatha gets out. There's no Billy. Death is pissed. So she commenced to whooping that ass. But then all of a sudden she gets tossed through something, and we get the pretty fucking awesome entrance of Billy in his comic accurate suit. With his crown, his red cloak, and all the shit. And I gotta say, that was a pretty fucking good entrance. So he comes in while Death conveniently recovers from the blow. Billy acquiesces to Agatha's request for power. And believe it or not, she actually didn't suck all his power out of him like she normally would have done with just about every other witch she ran across. She actually cut it off. But then she got to go through her pretty dope-ass transformation into her traditional outfit that we saw at the end of WandaVision. Excuse me. So she gets her power up off of Wiccan just in time for Aubrey Plaza to come out of the house and fuck Wiccan up, toss him through something or into something. And, of course, for whatever reason, the camera stuck with him, and we only got to hear those two battle, Agatha and Rio, a.k.a. Death, a.k.a. the Green Witch. So he hops back into the fray, swats Rio another good one, but they also realize it's fucking Death, and you can't beat Death. So when Aubrey comes out, Billy's like, you take me. I'm the one you want, take me. So, of course, Agatha being herself was like, yeah, take him. Of course, Billy's like, wait, what? And Death's like, yeah? Hell yeah. Walks past her, and then we get reminded that Billy is a telepath. And there are two ways to look at what he does next. Some people would say he's just asking the question, and other people would say he's guilting the fuck out of Agatha because he asks her, is this how Nikki died? So what do you think? Do you think this is just him verifying information, or do you think this is him guilt-tripping the shit out of her? I'll tell you, my initial reaction is, ooh, well played, sir. Like, I thought he was guilting her. But then I heard other people talk about he just wanted verification or whatever. Personally, I think he was guilting her. That's me. That's just me. But I think he was guilting her. So, of course, it works. And she turns around, walks up to Death, and decides to absorb a Death's power by way of one of the hottest girl kisses I've seen in a long time. And they were not fucking around, bro. They were getting after it. And I, for one, am gonna freely admit, in my caveman pigness, I've been waiting for that shit all season, bro. And I'm happy we got it. It was good. I enjoyed it. And of course, the result of sucking face with Death is you die. So we got her sucking face with Death, absorbing a lot of power, getting thrown up into the air with the power, drifting slowly down, a lot like Lilia did. I don't know if y'all noticed that shit. And then landing on the ground and at a rapid pace being consumed and converted into various fungi and low flowering plants. And then Death lets Billy go, and Billy goes out front where the admittedly still traumatized and wondering what the fuck is going to happen to them next citizens of Westview, all staring at him. And like Wanda at the end of WandaVision, he puts up his hood, starts walking away, except he gets to hop into his little car still dressed like Wiccan and takes off, and then goes back to his room. Gets home after having to calm his parents down again. And wasn't that interesting that all that shit, like, from the time he left to go visit the boner until he walked back in the door, had only been a day? Remember, he came in, you've been gone for 24 hours. All that shit only took a day. Then somehow he placated them and went up to his room and started noticing things. Started noticing the Wicked Witch of the West figure. Started noticing the Witch's Road song. I can't remember what else he started noticing. Other figurines and stuff that was... Oh, yeah, all the shoes. And he starts wondering, wait a minute. Wait just a goddamn minute. Was this me? And then, of course, behind him we hear the cackle and boo. And he falls back into his shelving. And that was the end of episode 8. Before we get into episode 9, I shall catch up on the chats. Oops, wrong. There we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Jones is talking finale now. Wiccan's costume is yep. Oh, Loki season 2, the Deadpool Wolverine, and surprisingly Agatha. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I was just hoping to be able to tolerate Agatha. And then it was actually surprisingly good. And then it ended up being genuinely really fucking good. And it's still shocking. MCU killing it with comic accurate suits lately, says Executive Judge. I mean, not too bad, yeah. Matthew says, but can you see what I mean about live action? I'm not talking about Rebels or Clone Wars or Bad Batch or any of the excellent shows or the decent comic run of Charles Soule on Vader. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, even the live action hasn't been all fluff. Like, the first 2 seasons of Mando were genuinely good. I think the first season of Ahsoka was decent. It was definitely not as bad as some people want to say, but it also was not. It also wasn't as good as some people want to say either. So, yeah, comic accurate with good changes like the Scarlet Witch crown on Wiccan. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Wonder where we'll see Jennifer again. I imagine she'll pop up again, probably once they get back to witchy shit. I don't think that's the last we'll see of her. I don't know if it'll be exactly Stan Lee's in whatever he's in next. I mean, it could be, but I don't think it has to be. You know what I mean? So it's confirmed she can control her powers, and she did kill Alice on purpose. Probably. I don't know if they ever... I think they're leaving that one up to us, honestly. I don't think that's one of the things they specifically addressed. Executive Judge goes on, it did feel so good to see Agatha in her full witchy glory again. Yes, it was cool. Yeah, she has a greater connection with teen than everybody. Tricked Billy? Sorta. Could be both. Guilt tripping. Why can't it be both? Yeah, I mean, yeah. And he says, Filoni is very solid as a cartoon showrunner. I'd even say he excels at it. Except for Resistance, which was getting good when canceled. I'm not sold on his live action. Oh, he definitely has work to do on the live action. If Rogue steals Rio's power, does she die too? The way she has to do it, yes. That kiss was getting pretty steamy. Yes, it was. Was it worth it? I mean, I can think of worse ways to go than sucking face with Aubrey Plaza. Can't you? Don't know why he walked off in shame since the Westview folks don't really know him like they did Wanda. Well, they saw again a pile of magical action happening in Agatha's backyard, and he's the only one that walked out. So yeah, they're gonna side-eye the fuck out of him. Time passes quicker in dreams. Well, it wasn't a dream. The beach portrait. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was where they got the first trial. The house for the first trial. Executive says, and Agatha is one of the only MCU shows that stuck the landing with its series finale, the other being Loki. Yeah, pretty much. Maddie says, I'm sold on Bryce Dallas Howard as a director. Why doesn't she have a Star Wars feature? I don't know. Her dad is Lucasfilm Legacy, and it might reek of nepotism, but so what? KK is looking for a female director. Well, I mean, Ron Howard isn't a Lucasfilm Legacy. He was brought in to save Solo, the movie. So, yeah, I wouldn't call him Legacy. He's a participant, but I wouldn't call him Legacy. Unless there's some other shit that I forgot he did. From what I can recall, Bryce has spent more time with Star Wars than her dad. She's more legacy to Star Wars than her dad is. I think. Excuse me. I could totally be wrong, though. Would not surprise me in the slightest. All right. Now we get to episode 9, which starts off in 1752, Salem, Massachusetts. And we get Agatha stumbling through the woods, moaning. Now, at first, I thought was he was in American Graffiti. Okay. Directed Willow. George asked him directed Phantom Menace. He didn't, though. Man, I wish he'd have said yes. All right, well, yeah, I guess he is a little bit legacy. I forgot about American Graffitis and that he directed Willow. Of course, technically, American Graffiti is. Oh no, that was his. I don't remember if that was technically the studio's movie or if that was Lucasfilm. I know Lucas did it, but I don't know if it was Lucasfilm at the time. Like literally, I don't know. I can't fucking remember. Anyway, so she's running, stumbling through the woods, moaning, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck did she get herself into now? But it turns out she got herself into a child. We are witnessing the early labor of one Nicholas Scratch. And when she finally decides which tree she wants to lean on to drop the baby out like she's about to take a poop, which is honestly what it looked like when she was setting up. I'm like, she's about to drop this baby on the ground like she's dropping a turd. But looks like shortly before birth, out of the woods, in some really nice looking green robes, by the way, and no skull face, comes Rio. And then Agatha says, please, my love, not now. So obviously her and Rio had been involved for a bit at this point in time. Closely involved for a bit at this point in time. So Rio's like, it's my job. She's like, no. And the end result is Rio says, all I can give you is time. And then she poofs off. Agatha gives birth, and turns out she handled that all herself. She says, I made you from scratch. And then we, she wraps him up, starts walking through the woods, and finds herself a little coven on witches. And, of course, does what Agatha does, is suckers her way into the circle, kills him, and takes their power. Did Agatha cheat on Death to get pregnant? No. She said she made him from scratch. That's why his name is Nicholas Scratch. She did some kind of witchy, magic-y whatever and made the baby. I don't know, she maybe fucked up a little, which is why Death came after him so young. But, yeah, no, she did that on her lonesome. At least that's what she's claiming. So, but then we got, yes, and don't go there, Icarus. I already thought of that, and I dismissed it because one's Marvel and one's Star Wars. So, she did no incantations or spells. Well, I'm assuming she would have done them approximately 9 months before we saw her. Like, she would have had to do the incantations and spells to begin the pregnancy. So I'm guessing she did those somewhere around 9 to 10 months before we saw her in the woods. Yeah, I don't know. KK sucks. Stanley's. Disney loves their Immaculate Conceptions. Kinda. Well, we're going to get a lot of those Fox characters in Secret Wars, Matthew, because part of Secret Wars is still a lovely goodbye to the Fox universe. Foxiverse, whatever you want to call it. So we're definitely going to be seeing them all at least one more time in May of 2027. And we'll probably get some of them in Doomsday, actually, I would imagine. So, Yeah. Bring back Hugh again, recast Wolverine. Well, I mean, if Ryan Reynolds is right, we're going to have Hugh till he's 90. Till you're 90! So. But then we got an extended look at the time that Agatha and Nicholas spent, which was actually really cool because, well, we know Agatha's an evil bitch and was killing witches the whole time. We also got to see the emotional side of her, how deep her love was for her child. Even though she did, because she's Agatha, use him as a pawn to sucker witch covens for her to kill and depower. You know, when he flat out asked her, "Why do we have to kill witches, Mommy?" You know, she explained to him because that's how we survive, and he, you know, mostly accepted it, except for that one day when he had him set up in the thing and then just ditched. And they had that nice little conversation about how to survive and why witches got to die. And he's like, "Can we just take the day off, Ma? Do we not have to kill today?" And it turns out that maybe they should have, because that was the night that Rio came for Nicholas, was that same day. They left the village, sang their song they'd been working on, which is another thing. It turns out The Witch's Road was just a song that started off between those two called Down the Windy Road. And how fun was that? To find out all the implications of that as the episode went on. But then, of course, that same night, Rio came for Nicholas. Summoned him. And then she showed she even had a bit of heart. Other than the fact, besides claiming to love Agatha, of course, she sent little Nicholas to go give his mommy, send him back to his mommy to give her a kiss before she walked away with him. So one could surmise that as long as Agatha was feeding Rio bodies, she could continue to give her time. And that since they skipped that day, the time was instantly up. I mean, there's holes in that, but, you know, could be. But who's to say they didn't take other days off? Has Agatha literally killed every day since Nikki was born for 6 years? Multiple witches at a time. Who knows? Maybe that was just when they ran out of time. Maybe them taking the day off killing witches had something to do with it. Maybe not. But it is interesting to think of. Justin says, "I don't think it's crazy to think Agatha was playing both sides at one point." Oh, definitely not. Because Agatha's a survivor. And playing both sides is, while risky, it is, you know, as long as you're paying attention, it is a good way to survive. Because you can switch to the winning side, at the appropriate time. Executive Judge says, "I thought Deadpool 3 was a goodbye to the Foxverse." It was the beginnings of it. But they had really none of the Fox X-Men because Channing Tatum doesn't count. I mean, they had Elektra. Blade's his own thing. I think it's cool that they kept X-23 for a wide variety of reasons, but yeah, it's only the beginning. Like we barely saw anybody if you think about it. So it's just the beginning. Then he says, "I really enjoyed season 3 of Picard, and the first 2 seasons sucked. I'm kind of surprised there's no 4th season, no movie, and no spinoff. Almost like Kurtzman is burying it." Well, yeah, that's because Metalis, who, by the way, is show-running Vision Quest, made him look like an asswipe. medicine wasn't as advanced at that point. I'm pretty sure Rio could have had a bunch more bodies waiting for her. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. It was the only decentish Star Trek since Enterprise, since Matthew. I was invested in Frakes as Riker and Stewart as Picard. No legacy series is crazy. Well, Kurtzman's a putz. I think we can all just agree Kurtzman is a putz. Anywho. So once we lose Nicholas, we get to see, as Agatha's obviously sadly getting her camp together, that would that one witch come up to her and ask her about the Witch's Road. And by the look and the smirk that Agatha got on her face at that point, you just knew that she was about to turn the Witch's Road into a scam that will allow her to suck tons of power and kill tons of witches and survive for a long motherfucking time. And the montage they used to show that was pretty fucking sweet. We got her killing in all kinds of decades, all kinds of eras. The 80s outfit was awesome, by the way. And then they brought it all the way up to the basement, where at that point we knew for sure that all she was doing was trying to, like she'd been doing for about 250 years at this point, 270. She was just trying to scam those witches into getting pissed off enough at her to shoot her with the powers so she could suck them whores dry. Think about it. Remember when things weren't going right and she was doing that scheme that we now know was a scheme we didn't realize at the time, or not fully realized at the time? She literally screamed at them, "Blast me, you bitches!" That was her whole fucking goal. That was her goal the entire time. The Witch's Road was just a song that her and Nicholas came up with that morphed over time into the actual Witch's Road song. And as if you recall, he was singing the Witch's Road in its final form in that bar the day he decided he didn't want Mommy to kill witches. So you see how it all ties together. And then, of course, once we got caught up to her in the basement trying to sucker those witches into blasting her, and her knowing that the Witch's Road was bullshit, of course, when the door formed, she was just as surprised as everyone else, because she's like, this is just supposed to be a con for me to suck bitches dry of witch power. What the fuck? And then Billy comes running down the stairs, and you saw her next look, which is, really? So that's when she knew. And that's when we started getting all the little comments of hers, like, even before she started specifically bringing up, calling Wanda his mother, it's like, it's just imagine how he said, it was how he always imagined it would be. And she's like, it suits you. She knew. So, and then we end up back in Billy's room, where we ended up at the end of episode 8, and we get to see Ghost Agatha looking all gray-haired and shit like she does in the comics. Of course, they argue about, killing and shit. She's like, you're going to have to get used to it. He's like, I'm not. She's like, bro, you're a witch. We have to kill from time to time. It's just going to happen. And then we find out when he's, like, super pissed at her and tries to banish her spirit, she finally gets her Patrick Swayze on and learns how to swat shit. And we find out it wasn't because she just doesn't want to, she's trying to ignore death or any of that. It's because she can't face her dead son. She wants to stay around because she is deathly afraid, pardon the pun, of facing Nicholas. And then, of course, they work shit out. Billy turns the door to the Witch's Road into a gravestone for Ms. Hart, Lilia, and Alice. And then they set off to go find Tommy. And that's it. End of Agatha all along. And the setup for the next step on what I think is going to be a part of the ongoing multiverse saga. I think they're adapting some of Children's Crusade. That's what I think. I think Vision Quest is going to have some West Coast Avengers shit in it and some Children's Crusade shit in it because they got to find Tommy before they can go find Wanda. And at the end of Children's Crusade, guess where they find Wanda? They find Wanda in Latveria, in Doomstadt, in Castle Doom, with Doom. About to be, if not already, married. I can't remember for sure which way that one went. So, I can see them using that tie-in to A, conclude the Children's Crusade, and B, do cool Doomsday shit. Yeah. That is the 2-part finale, yes. Yep. SNW is hit or miss. Oh, Strange New Worlds? I've heard good things about Strange New Worlds. Lily was the first witch in centuries to catch on, not the con part, but you know. Oh, I mean, if you're talking about first catch on about Billy, yeah, that's why she sigiled his ass. Agatha does look really good as a ghost. I mean, Catherine Hahn just looks good, period. Yeah, I haven't watched any of the new Trek, really, Matthew, honestly. You think Vision Quest will come out between Doomsday and Secret Wars? Yeah, it's going to have to. Because we got those 9 projects next year, and Doomsday is next May. So unless it comes out, or the May after that. So unless they get it done and out, I mean, they could have it done and out before Doomsday in the spring. I almost think they kind of have to. Well, for what I think is going to happen, they have to. Like, that'll have to come out Q1 2026. Early Q1 in order to make sure it's done by May. So, no later than March, probably. It'll have to come out. Late February, early March. Yeah. Yeah. What do y'all think? Like, again, I have to reiterate, I was highly suspicious we all were. Let's admit it. We were all highly suspicious of this show. I mean, it was a spinoff of a spinoff. It was done start to finish in Phase 4, which we all know, most of which it was suspect. So we all had good reason to wonder if this show was going to be worth a fuck, right? So after it started, we're all like, better than I thought. And then it kept going. And it's like, holy shit, I'm into this. And then we got episode 7. It's like, that is just peak T fucking V. Period. Done. End of story. The acting, the way all the time jumps were intertwined to give us the full story by the end of it, the way Patty Lupone just acted her ass off in all the different situations. I mean, and then these last 2 episodes, holy fuck. This went from, why are they doing this show, to, holy fuck, this show was good. You know? Like, why? Oh, this is pretty cool. Holy shit, Jack Schaefer wrote the fuck out of this show. And she did. set everything up, started tying it in, and then brought it fucking home. Brought it home, baby. Gris says, how do you think they will tie Wonder Man, Vision, and Wanda together in the MCU? I think Vision Quest is going to have a little West Coast Avengers and a little Children's Crusade into it. I think they're going to have Tommy at least with Vision by the end of Vision Quest. If not, having Vision, Tommy, and Billy all together, which I think makes the most sense. So I think the adaptation of Children's Crusade is how they're going to tie Vision and Wanda together. They're going to have Vision, Tommy, Billy, and the ghost of Agatha find her with Doom, I think, which is how they found her at the end of Children's Crusade. How they will tie Wonder Man in, I don't think they're going to bother with him after this show until after Secret Wars. Wonder Man is definitely probably one of the biggest epitomes of the show dump that I'm calling what we're getting next year, because he has shit to do with shit. Like, honestly, if they didn't if they had never even released it and just saved the release of this show till after Secret Wars, they probably could have. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with what's going on right now at all. I don't think we're going to see him again till after Secret Wars, honestly. We'll see. But as far as I know, as far as I can tell, Wonder Man's fucking irrelevant. Really beautiful finale. Yes, I agree. Justin says, after Echo, I had a feeling they had a little something with this. I mean, yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, yeah, I totally agree. But who amongst us saw this coming, though? Like, if anyone wants to claim, at least in our circle of nerds, they want to claim that they saw this coming with Agatha, they are fucking lying. Lying. The only bad episode in the show was episode 4. See, I wouldn't even say that's a bad episode, but I can agree it's probably the weakest. 4 or 5. I'll definitely say it's the weakest, probably. 8 was your favorite? That one's up there. For sure. Agatha is so rewatchable, too, with all the hidden details and clues sprinkled around. Yeah, especially now that it's done. Like, a lot of Agatha's snarky comments that were just like, okay, that's just her being her. They all have meaning, and now we know what they all meant. Like, she was dropping hints left and right. Not only that teen was Billy, which obviously we mostly had figured out, but that the Witch's Road was all Billy's work and wasn't actually real. There was a lot of hints. Bong time? Hell yeah. Wonder Man could potentially be in West Coast Avengers plot for Vision Quest. Actually, yes, you're right. Because we're not getting Vision Quest till 26. At the earliest. And we're getting Wonder Man in December. So yeah, they could fold him into Vision Quest. You're right. They absolutely could do that. Will he? I don't know. Isn't he a fling for Wanda in the comics as well? Wonder Man? I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Justin says, I'll claim it. I said multiple times I thought this would be good. Yes, you did. But did you think it was going to be this good? I don't think any of us thought it would be this good. Executive Judge says, I was excited for Agatha, but my excitement waned over the years. Lo and behold, it's now my number 2 for MCU Disney Plus shows, number 1 being Loki. I mean, those are the only 2 that have actually stuck the landing, so, I mean, that makes sense. You divined that the shows would be this great? Shut up. Stanley says, had no expectations for Agatha, so wasn't surprised or disappointed. I mean, cool. Semantics, yes. It is semantics. All right. Any more thoughts on Agatha? Or are we ready to talk Spider-Man? I'm going to pop around the corner for a bit. So if you have any more thoughts on Agatha you wish to share, please throw them in the comments, in the chat. And I will we'll talk about them when I come right back. I'm not even turning on the other screen. That's how not long I'm going to be. Yeah. No, we didn't talk Spider-Man yet. I was saving Spider-Man for last because Spider-Man is generally the biggest draw of any conversation. So, of course, I want people to hang around for as long as possible because I need the watch hours and the engagement. So, yeah. We haven't talked about Spider-Man yet. Yes, I'm giving away all the secrets of trying to YouTube, and I don't care. Do I think Agatha will potentially get her body back again? You out of here, Stanley's? All right, man. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, I tricked you. I'm a horrible, horrible person. Now, Agatha getting her body back again. What's up, Brooke? Hope you enjoyed your Red Robin, because I know I would have if I was there. I know, how dare I? I'm a prick. Please don't unsub. I'm just doing what YouTubers have to do in the attention economy. That's all. But yeah, get her body back again. I would imagine eventually. I don't think it's going to happen in this storyline, though. It probably won't happen until they really start diving into the supernatural side of things after Secret Wars as part of the soft reboot. So, the soonest I see her getting her body back again is 2027, and I'm not even sure about then. Gonna rewatch on the replay? All right, man. Cool. Cool. Star Trek Academy. I have no idea on 32nd Century is for me. Least interesting era. 25th is the one I'm interested in after Next Generation. Prodigy Season 2 I haven't seen because the Blu-ray isn't out yet. Yeah, I've heard about their plans for Star Trek Academy. I have no interest. in that at all. I think it's this movie they're going to do about Section 31. That sounds kind of cool, but that's only because I know Section 31 is like the Federation's CIA, and I love that kind of shit. So it's less an interest in Star Trek for me, that one, than it is in, like, genre. Or the genre within the genre, I should say. Yep. Yep. But yeah, other than that, new Trek I have next to no interest in. I keep telling myself I need to check it out at least once just to be like, you know, just to be completely fair and not just go off of what everyone else says, but I just haven't I've always found something else. I'll just put it that way. Well, it's like there always seems to be something more intriguing to watch than Alex Kurtzman Star Trek. You'll say the concept and casting are good on Section 31. Awful. There's a trailer? I didn't know there was a trailer. Heh. Well, you say the trailer sucks? I don't know. I'll have to go check that out at some point. Not right now. Not right now. Although I will say, Matthew, if you want Star Trek news, are you familiar with Trek? Did you find me from there, or how'd you find me? Because if you're not familiar with Trek, they talk about Stargate a lot, and they talk about Star Trek a lot. And, you know, behind the scenes stuff and all that good shit. They're kind of like Josh, but Star Trek and Stargate rather than Marvel and DC and Star Wars. You should check them out. If you don't know about them, let me know. I'll throw a link to them in the chat. Actually, you guys should go. I'm going to just fucking do that right now anyway. Where is... There it is. Whoa. No. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, do this. You know what? Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that, bro. I know Justin's checked them out. He can verify that they're cool, folks. I mean, you guys have seen Harris. Harris is on there a lot that I've had on here a few times. You guys might remember Jay from a while back when I had to start the stream super early because he lives in Britain. But, yeah, it's good folks over there. You get... Jay gets good, Jay knows what he's doing. He has good sources. He gets good info. He presents it well. Y'all should check that shizzle out. Yeah. All right. Y'all ready to talk about this Spider-Man 4 stuff? You ready to talk about Spider-Man 4? I mean, let's face it. Spider-Man 4 has been a fucking hot topic lately. You know, first is going to be grounded. Then Sony's like, fuck you, it's going to be multiversal. And then there's, you know, fighting between Sony and Marvel. And then, lately Tom Holland comes out being all excited about the script, even though he says it needs work. He says it's something they haven't done before, and he thinks the fans will respect it, yada, yada, yada. I mean, it's cool that he's hyped for it. And then we start getting rumors that it was going to be King in Black, and they're going to be fighting Null, and we're going to get Venom. And then Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus comes out with his theory on how a grounded take on the movie could work, even though he himself is reporting that it probably won't go that way. It'll still be much more multiversal than Grounded. However, just lately, let me make sure this is everything. Yeah. We got Production Weekly. Now, they go in, they aggregate a bunch of stuff from the trades and like public records and all kinds of shit like that. So they're reasonable when it comes to info. They're pretty good. No one's perfect, obviously. But they came up with this. Looks like an email or something along those lines from October 17th of this year about Spider-Man 4. Okay? You guys ready for this shit? Very interesting shit. Spider-Man 4 feature film. Pascal Pictures, obviously. Amy Pascal. Rachel O'Connor. Ooh, wow. Anyone want to call up Rachel O'Connor at Pascal Pictures and tell her to quit fucking up Marvel? Okay, anyway. Status May 25th. Location United Kingdom. That's when it's going to start filming. Producer Amy Pascal, Rachel O'Connor, Kevin Feige. Well, yeah, it's Spider-Man 4, so it has to be Louis D'Esposito, Mitch Bell. Writer Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. We already knew about that. Those are the guys that wrote the previous 3 Holland Spider-Man films. Director Destin Daniel Cretton. Knew that. Cast Tom Holland, Zendaya. Not a shock. Blah, blah, blah. And here we have a log line. It says, following the events of Doomsday, Peter Parker is determined to lead a normal life and focus on college, stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. However, peace is short-lived when a deadly new threat emerges, endangering his friends and forcing Peter to reconsider his promise. With stakes higher than ever, Peter reluctantly returns to his Spider-Man identity and finds himself teaming up with an unlikely ally to protect those he loves. And now we have a list of some characters. Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man. Michael Keaton, Vulture. And Robert Downey Jr., Dr. Doom, mentioned to join the cast. Filming late October 2025. Release date July 10th, 2026. Although the most recent date I believe we've heard is July 24th, but that's fine. That gives them 2 more weeks. AKA Spider-Man Brand New Day. Matthew says, so no Toby, but Andrew's back, and Dr. Doom and Vulture. This movie will cost $500 million to make and promote. I mean, maybe. Now, this can change, obviously, because the script is still being worked on. You know, they haven't started filming yet. They aren't going to start filming till next spring. So, this isn't necessarily how it's going to be, but I'm going to read this log line again, and then we're going to go check out something. Then we're going to go check out Alex Perez's theories, while bearing in mind that Alex Perez's theories generally contain at least something of what we're actually going to see. But I'm going to reread this again. Pay attention. Following the events of Doomsday, Peter Parker is determined to lead a normal life and focus on college, stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. However, peace is short-lived when a deadly new threat emerges, endangering his friends and forcing Peter to reconsider his promise. With stakes higher than ever, Peter reluctantly returns to his Spider-Man's identity and finds himself teaming up with an unlikely ally to protect those he loves. And again, Garfield, Spidey, Keaton Vulture, Downey, Dr. Doom. RDJ is not cheap. Didn't he get the all-time highest payday for Doomsday? Well, technically his payday is for Doomsday and Secret Wars, and probably some shit in the contract we don't know about. Because even for as much as they paid him, it's got to be for more than just 2 movies. Like, he's going to be cameoing in other shit. I mean, we already know they're introducing him in Fantastic Four. So that's technically 3 movie appearances, although obviously Doomsday Secret Wars, a lot more screen time. But it is entirely possible that part of all that, getting all that money, is appearances in a few things here and there. So it's definitely within the realm of possibility that a chunk of that paycheck is going to go for an appearance in Spider-Man 4. Now, we are... God damn it. Motherfucker. Okay. We are going to go back. Wow, whoever reviewed Agatha's finale for Cosmic Circus didn't like it much. Uday Kataria. Okay, you're going to make me do it this way. I'll just do it this way. God damn it. Stop it. No, I'm not gonna fucking... Okay, here we go. No. What's that? Where's that from? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I know it's in here. Come on, bro. Always gotta make me do shit the hard way. I swear to Christ. Fucking annoying as shit. Always gotta make me do it the hard way. It makes no motherfucking sense. There you are. Where'd you put it? Where'd you put it, Alex? care about that. Where's that fucking article? I literally went over this a couple streams ago. There it is. Okay. Here we go. Fucking found it. All right, so remember what I said. The first couple, it's the these first couple sentences here. One more reminder. This is from the log line. Following the events of Doomsday, Peter Parker. Jesus Christ. You think I listened to Josh? Peter Parker is determined to lead a normal life and focus on college, stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. However, peace is short-lived when a deadly new threat emerges, endangering his friends and forcing Peter to reconsider his promise. Mistakes higher than ever, Peter reluctantly returns Spider-Man identity, teaming up with an unlikely ally, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, here is what Alex Perez's grounded Spider-Man 4 theory was that he posted on October 27th. That's a whole lot of blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. So, all right, here we go. This isn't the actual theory, but we need this. Before the arrival of Spider-Man 4, Tom Holland is set to make his MCU return in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday. The film, penned by Steve McFeely and directed by Joe and Anthony Russo, will be responsible for presenting Peter's first interactions and moments since the events of No Way Home. So audiences will be looking forward to see how his story picks up from there. The current rumor mill behind Doomsday seems to indicate that we will see the effects of the incursions play out, with Dr. Doom, portrayed by Robert Downey Jr., being the clever mastermind behind it all, and potentially creating a battle world using the remnants of the final universes by the end of it, or maybe a new sacred timeline. Just 2 months after Doomsday, we would be getting Spider-Man 4. Now, some rumors have pointed out some of the characters that would be a part of a cast for this movie, including Michael Keaton's Vulture, that was in the doodad we just looked at, Charlie Cox's Daredevil, nothing, a second female lead, nothing, and even RDJ's Doom, that was in there. Additional reports have also stated that the upcoming film will be a sequel, as opposed to a prequel, in the same way Ant-Man and the Wasp was a prequel released after Avengers Infinity War. I've corroborated that last report independently, therefore we can start our storyline premise from there. So, as a sequel to Doomsday. Here we go. Tying Avengers Doomsday to the next chapter in the Spider-Man story. Now we're getting to the motherfucking juice. Now we are getting to the motherfucking juice, baby! Here we go. What if, by the end of Avengers Doomsday, Doom got his way and managed to create a brand new world? Not necessarily Battle World, but rather a new sacred timeline with different universes and timelines interwoven together to create a new Earth. After all, He Who Remains did that to make the sacred timeline, which we know as the Infinity Saga. Okay. Rumor has it that one of the more important interactions in that film will be between Peter Parker and Dr. Doom. After all, Doom carries the face of Peter's former mentor, Tony Stark, albeit the iconic mask will likely cover his face. Well, not for long, because unless Tom sees his face, they won't have anywhere near the emotional shit they could play about, or they could play with. Anyway, not to mention, if Doom is investigating the cause of the incursions, there is no doubt that the one caused by Peter and Doctor Strange will be at the top of his list. This will make him interested in, at the very least, talking to both of these characters, but that's another article for another day, and I can't fucking wait for that article either. Anyway, suppose Doom offered Peter the opportunity to safely undo the effects of Strange's spell and grant him the chance to get his friends and possibly even family back. In that case, Peter, who is emotionally vulnerable following the events of No Way Home, is likely to jump at the opportunity for the chance of a new life. In this new version of reality, Peter could have a new life in the reality he had always envisioned. Peter is in college with his friends, MJ and Ned Leeds. Peter is determined to leave a normal life and focus on college. This would be an excellent way to reintroduce fellow co-stars Jacob Batalon and Zendaya. This timeline reset could also allow previous characters displaced through the multiverse to return, such as Michael Keaton's Vulture, and bring back characters that we lost along the way, such as Marissa Tomei's Aunt May, and that is rumored to be happening. Marissa Tomei coming back. And who knows who else might show up if multiple universes are tied up into this new version of Earth. From this point, the story could take place anywhere across New York, although the direction most fans are interested in seeing is Spider-Man walking into Hell's Kitchen. Hell yeah. Following their brief interaction in No Way Home, fans have been wanting to see Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock return as Daredevil and interact, blah, 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 with the idea being that they would team up to take down Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. Kingpin. But how exactly could those storylines intertwine? Murdock. Set to adapt crucial Spider-Man during a face the oncoming gang war. With great part. Okay, the one element that should be explored throughout the story is Peter's sense of guilt, which haunts him as the movie plays out. Yes, he finally has the life he has always wanted, but at what cost? His choice affected the lives of those around him, and that decision will gnaw on the back of his head as the story plays out. It echoes back to the main point that made him become the hero we all know and love. The phrase, with great power comes great responsibility, is one all Spider-Man fans know by heart. The most common interpretation of it refers to Peter choosing to be responsible with his powers as Spider-Man, which is what makes him the iconic hero he is. But in this sense, the great power isn't just his actual powers. The true great power is choice. Our choices have incalculable ripple effects across not just our lives, but those around us. In Peter's case here, his choice would have affected practically the lives of everyone in the known multiverse. The weight of that choice could weigh on him throughout the movie, ultimately realizing that he did not choose responsibly and must do the right thing by undoing it come Avengers Secret Wars. One mo again. Following the events of Doomsday, Peter Parker is determined to lead a normal life and focus on college, stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. However, peace is short-lived when a deadly new threat emerges, endangering his friends and forcing Peter to reconsider his promise. In Peter's case here, his choice would have affected practically the lives of everyone in the known multiverse. He chose to make a promise. But what promise is this? With stakes higher than ever, blah, blah, blah. So, in order... We are not done. What's up, Travis? But what is this fucking promise? What is this choice? Well, the clue lies in the title here. Brand New Day. Now, I'm going to give you an extremely rookie summary of the Brand New Day storyline in the comics. Brand New Day is a follow-up to One More Day, in which Aunt May gets mortally wounded, and Peter literally makes a deal with Mephisto to save Aunt May, and it involves all kinds of sacrifices. Him and MJ were married. That has to go poof. A bunch of other stupid shit. And now Brand New Day was a follow-up at which point he realized he fucked up making that deal with Mephisto, and the rest of that was about him putting things back the way they should have been before he made his deal with Mephisto. Now, what if, as opposed to Mephisto, Peter's choice was to make some sort of deal / promise with Dr. Doom? Like maybe Dr. Doom promised to give him his life back in return for not being Spider-Man? Yeah, One More Day is the one where he lost it. Brand New Day is where he tries to undo all the shit that happened as a result of his deal with Mephisto. Yeah, everyone did hate that story. That's why they did Brand New Day. Pro tip, don't make a deal with Mephisto, says Icarus. I mean, yeah. That's totally valid. But yeah, so basically Brand New Day is him going, God damn it, I should never have made that fucking deal or promise, as it were, with Mephisto. So, as we know, Marvel Studios rarely, if ever, does a full one-to-one adaptation. So what if in this case, again, it's not a deal with Mephisto that young Peter Parker makes. Maybe it's a deal with Doom that he makes at the very end of Doomsday or the very beginning of this. Probably right at the end of, they already did One More Day with MJ forgetting him. Kinda. Like I said, they never do a one-to-one, though. Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm confusing my own names. Yes, they already did One More Day with MJ forgetting him. But from this log line here, it looks like that's going to get undone, just like in Brand New Day. But instead of Mephisto instead of Mephisto giving him the life he wants, it's a Dr. Doom. Yes, Brand New Day is him realizing he fucked up after living the life. So what if he promised Dr. Doom something? Well, that's the promise Doom makes to him. I want to know what Peter's promise to Doom is, because it says Peter to reconsider his promise. So what did he promise Doom in order to get his life back? Obviously, at least not to act like Spider-Man. Stepping back from his responsibilities as Spider-Man. Oops, where'd my mouse go? There it is. Now, to the extent to which he can't be Spider-Man is interesting, because Dr. Doom is fully capable of turning off his spider powers completely. Now, I don't know if they'll go that far, because, I mean, they could, because, you know, going through the problem of getting him back could be a fun little subplot. But, I mean, I think we can, again, assuming this is 100% accurate, I think it's safe to assume that Peter makes a deal with Doom, probably at the end of Doomsday. And Spider-Man 4 is going to be about the playing out of said deal. And, of course, Peter realizing he never should have made that deal. And, you know, that'll probably lead into, once he deals with whatever this threat is, this deadly new threat, which, again, it would appear that Vulture is going to at least be part of it. And somehow Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, is going to be involved, according to this doodad. So he's very interesting. But, again, the fun part is when you combine this log line with Alex Perez's grounded theory, there's some crossover. There's some definite parallels happening there. Now, does it mean Alex's totally grounded theory is going to happen? No. Like, none of the stuff that he mentioned, like resolving Devil's Reign and all that stuff that he mentioned in his theory, nothing like that is even remotely referred to in this logline. Now, this deadly new threat, could it be someone that Fisk brings in to hunt Spider-Man and Daredevil and all the New York vigilantes down? Could be. Could it be no, because Sony? Could be. Could it be a minion of Doom that he has to deal with when it is somehow found out that he's planning on reneging on his promise? Could be. There are many things that we still do not know. I'm hoping that when Alex drops his multiversal Spider-Man 4 theory, that we get some more hints. Because right now it's kind of looking like, based on the combination of this log line and Alex's first theory, the grounded theory, that it looks like we might know. It looks like the grounded part, I should say, is probably the first half of the movie. So we kind of know how at least Act 1 is going to go, right? It'll go a lot like the beginning of this log line. Peter's made some kind of promise, determined to lead a normal life, focus on college, get back with Ned and MJ, live his life, known by people again. Maybe not known as Spider-Man anymore. Could be part of the deal he made. But I don't think we have the complete picture yet, but I think we might have Act 1 between these two things, between Alex's theory and this this document here that Production Weekly is referring to, with the log line and the title and some guest stars. Travis says, I think the promise he's referring to is that he'll find Ned and MJ after they forget him. I mean, technically he already did that in the coffee shop at the very end of No Way Home. Matthew says, one more day is so hated, JMS wanted his name taken off of the book. As far as I recall, he wanted Joe Quesada to get sole credit for ruining Spider-Man. I mean, yeah. Executive Judge says, I wonder if during Doomsday and Secret Wars the TVA will be destroyed. Well, I'm pretty sure they're going to get destroyed in Doomsday because otherwise Doom would not be able to construct his own version of the Sacred Timeline. I think they're getting wiped. Travis says, right before he hugs Ned and MJ, Peter says he'll make everything okay, to which Ned says, you promise? And Peter responds with, I promise. Yep, he did say that. And he will be fulfilling his promise, it would appear, on a temporary basis. Because if this plays out this way, basically he's going to realize that he made a purely selfish decision and not a heroic decision, and will then feel the need to undo it, regardless of the fact that he will probably end up being forgotten again. But again, we don't know for sure. This is just this piece of documentation that we're just looking at, and Alex's theory. But remember, all of Alex's theories contain nuggets of what we're going to see. And this document and his theory, at least in some parts, dovetail beautifully. If the TVA is getting wiped, that means Loki could potentially bite the dust too, and no resurrections this time. At least not till after the soft reboot. The spell will probably be fully broken in Spider-Man 6. Well, we're not going to get Spider-Man 5 or 6 till after Secret Wars, so it'll be gone. It'll be gone. No later than the end of Secret Wars. And, yeah, that could definitely mean Loki. Well, I mean, Loki is currently the one in control of the multiverse, at least insofar as keeping it existing. So if Doom wants control of all the threads of the multiverse, guess where he's got to go? And guess who he's got to fight? Now, he doesn't necessarily have to destroy Loki in order to beat him and take over stuff. He could just kick the shit out of him. And, you know, leaving Loki alive, and at which point he can go bebopping around what's left of the multiverse and form a team like he did in the comics when he was Avenger Prime. So they could adapt that. They could adapt that just a bit if they so choose. The good old soft retcon of the previous film in the first 20 minutes. Yep. I mean, let's face it. Let's face it, guys. These are comic book movies. In order for comic book movies to work, they sometimes got to do comic booky shit. Like retcon one thing right after you just got... like retconning a story right after you just got done telling it. I mean, is there anything more comic booky than that, if you think about it? Like, here's this big old story we just told you. And now the next writer comes in and says, fuck that story. This is what really happened. Does Ned ever become Hobgoblin? Maybe. Not anytime soon. Maybe in Spider-Man 5 or 6. But let me just put it this way. We're not going to get any unless it's huge, it ain't happening. Like if it's like Ned becoming Hobgoblin, while like, you know, definitely a thing in the Spider-Man lore, really has jack squat to do with getting out of the multiverse saga, so ain't gonna see it till after Secret Wars. Like outside of next year's product dump that we talked about at the beginning of the stream, you can pretty much count anything not multiverse saga related pushed till after May 2027. So, but yeah, I can see it happening at some point, but not for like literally in our time, years. But won't Peter have to put back everything the way it is? His wish causes havoc on a post-Doomsday world. Well, I mean, that's going to be part of Secret Wars, is his attempt to undo his promise. And then we'll see how they deal with it after Secret Wars. You know? Because that'll be the official new 616 is after Secret Wars. The 616 that we're going to see in Spider-Man 4 is more than likely going to be a creation of Doom. So it's going to get wiped. Matthew says, I still remember Death of Superman and Reign of the Supermen, which ended with a reborn Superman. So you aren't wrong about retcons, yeah. Trey says, there's a specific location that plays a role in the ending of both Venom 3 and No Way Home, which I feel is a good hint of where Venom finds Peter. So I think that's happening. Well, I still have to see Venom 3. Because I'm a slacker. But, I mean, yeah, there's a good chance that we'll see Venom in also in Spider-Man 4. He could be the problem. Or at least he could start off a problem. You know? It could go that way. Like I said, I really want to see Alex's multiversal Spider-Man 4 theory. Because I think we're going to get some more pretty good clues in that. Especially with the way his theory appears to be being backed up with this. So, what do y'all think? I think we have a pretty good clue as to at least the first act of the movie, and I think it sounds dope. I think the fact that we could very well be seeing Doctor Doom in Spider-Man 4 is dope. Potentially seeing Andrew Garfield back is dope. I love Michael Keaton. Although I wasn't a big fan of the Vulture as a villain, I love Michael Keaton, so dope. I think we're looking at a pretty good Spider-Man movie. Overall. I think we are looking at a pretty good Spider-Man movie overall. I think we're going to end up with a mix of Grounded at the beginning and some multiversal at the end. Travis says, I think that once the symbiote gets on Peter, it activates a new codex, which draws Null to the MCU. Well, it won't. It's this much I do know about Venom 3, or at least the way they're working it in Sony. Symbiote has to heal a dead person. Like, was it the end of Venom 1, Venom 2, where Eddie actually was dead when Venom heals him? And that's what created that codex. So in order for the symbiote to create a codex with Peter, it's got to resurrect Peter. I'm not a... I love Michael Keaton. I'm just not a big fan of the Vulture as a character. In general. Like, I like other Spider Rogues much better. I mean, I need to rewatch Homecoming. I haven't watched him forever, so maybe I'll change. I mean, I'll still love Michael Keaton doing Michael Keaton things, and maybe I'll change my mind on Vulture. But I don't recall being... Eddie gets stabbed through the back by Riot on the launch pad. Okay, so yeah, so they formed the Codex in the first Venom movie. So yeah, if they want to form a Parker Codex, then Parker got to be dead when the symbiote bonds with him, and he's got to get fixed. Now, there have been thoughts and speculation that something like that could happen at the end of Doomsday. That could be part of the promise, is not to use the symbiote or be... And it wouldn't even... It's well within Doom's capabilities to even wipe Tom Holland's memory of the fact that he has a black suit. And he could remember that at the end of Spider-Man 4 and then have it in full glory in time for Secret Wars like he had in the comics. At least I believe the 84 comic was the debut of the black spider suit. Oh, there we go. Matthew says Black Suit Spider-Man is so 1980s. I'm very nostalgic for it. Wonder if Spider-Man ever dons it and not like in Raimi. Like I said, there's a lot of rumor and speculation that that's supposed to happen. There's a lot of rumor and speculation that that's supposed to happen. So, I mean, that's something I would love to see happen. And it would also satisfy Sony's desire to continue with Null. So, what y'all think? Is this cool? Do you like it? I mean, were you someone that wanted a grounded Spider-Man story in the first place, so you're liking at least the beginning? What you guys think? I think it's cool. I think it makes sense for the characters if they really are going brand new day. It makes sense for the storyline because, you know, like I said, Marvel is obviously not doing a one-to-one adaptation, but do they ever? I mean, if they did a one-to-one adaptation of Civil War, that would have needed a trilogy all on its own, bro. And they condensed that bitch down to one fucking movie. One good movie, but one fucking movie. Travis says, I was shocked when John Leguizamo, of all people, said he was the choice to play Vulture before Keaton showed up. That would have been so different. Yeah, I mean, definitely would have been different. I'm trying to... And I can see it. I can definitely see it. Executive Judge says, I think I'm going to have to see a trailer for me to get convinced. I mean, I don't blame you. That's totally fair. Executive Judge says, what does this mean for Beyond the Spider-Verse then? 2027 release before Secret Wars? Probably after. I mean, it could be spring of that year, but probably after. Unless by some miracle they get it out in 2026, but last reports I saw didn't look like it. Look like they're going to be working on that bitch for a long time. Yeah. Well, that's all I got, guys. Folks. People hanging out. You guys got anything for me? Questions, concerns about anything we talked about or anything else on your mind? What's on your brains? What's causing your neurons to fire? Let's talk about it. Dub stream? Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Anybody else? Anybody? Great stream again, chilling. Thank you, Travis. I guess that means we're done. Cool. Cool. Just ready for the 2025 MCU slate to roll. Yeah. And what do we got coming up? We're now in November. We got 2 episodes of Penguin left. Fuck yeah. 2025 will be the comeback year for Marvel? Well, maybe. I mean, the way they have the schedule set up, it's kind of like pretty dope. Who knows? Probably dope. Who knows? Probably dope. And then the end of the year is going to be a little iffy. But January through, like, I don't know, August should be pretty cool. But, yeah, we going to have a lot of shit. I'm going to have to be busting my ass here trying to hit goals. Trying to get to 500. Oh, there it went. I knew that was going to happen sooner or later. Trying to get to 500. Trying to get Super Chats memberships up in this bitch. Although getting memberships, that's going to be a whole nother fucking thing. Not counting the animated stuff? Oh, okay. Well, actually, the animated stuff is probably going to be some of the better stuff. Honestly. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Hopefully, it'll all be, like, at least good, if not awesome. But also, hopefully at least none of it will be also ace. You know? If the worst it gets is then that'll be fine. As long as we don't get, like, Secret Invasion bad or She-Hulk bad. You know, if they can maintain Agatha, or hell, if they can even maintain Echo level shit, setting aside that finale, if they can maintain a level of first 4 episodes of Echo, or even better yet, Agatha, we're good. We're good. We'll be just fucking fine. But we will see. Definitely a lot coming. I mean, we still got Craven this year, 2 more episodes of Penguin, and What If Season 3 in December. So it ain't over yet. And really, it's just getting started. Just getting started. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm going to get on out of here. I appreciate you guys. I had fun hanging out with you guys as always. Thank you for chatting if you were chatting. Yuck, what? Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for being here if you were lurking. If you've made it through the replay, thank you. Drop some comments. Oh, you're pretending the Sony stuff doesn't exist? I mean, I feel that, bro. That is totally valid and fair. But yeah, hit all the buttons. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Drop some comments down below if you're watching on the replay. You know, do all the stuff that YouTubers need you to do and want you to do. Share my videos, share some stuff out, clip some stuff out and share it. You know, all that sort of fun stuff. Show the channel some love and let's get more cool people in here. Don't we want more cool people to hang out with? I want more cool people to hang out with. I want you guys to have more cool people to hang out with. I want us all to have fun and be cool and together, damn it. So, Matthew says, I liked Vulture and didn't like Mysterio or the second movie. In fact, I hated it. Loved the first and third, though I did feel like he was Spider-Boy in 1 and 2. I mean, yeah, I didn't hate the second movie. I mean, it definitely is the least wow. I will agree with that for sure. So, any hoodles. Much love to everybody. Feel like by the end of 3, he was actually Spider-Man. I mean, that's how they set it up. So, yeah, much love, much gratitude. Y'all are fucking awesome. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week. Hope you guys had a good time. I did. We'll see you later. Peace. Oh, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? I had fun. I hope you had fun. I love hanging out with y'all, talking this stuff. Getting geeky, getting nerdy, getting sweaty. I love it. I'm so glad you guys enjoy your time here in the basement. I'm ever grateful that you guys spend any kind of time with me here at all. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just remember as we go through life, wherever you are, and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy, baby. Much love, everybody. Peace.